Okay. Okay. Okay, welcome back to Hanging with Mangg. Episode 379. Outrageous. Anywho. Playing some Dark Souls 3 again. Just bouncing back between this and Paladins every week, I guess. Yeah, so... Happy holidays to everyone. That didn't work out. So yeah, happy holidays. I just finished with all the family festivities about half an hour ago. Our family does Christmas Day and the day after Christmas. So we got quite a bit of partying going on. Hey, Durden. Yes, I would say it was a pretty nice Christmas. This was the first Christmas that was held in my home. I was the host. Who would have thought? I am the baby of the family, as far as my parents are concerned. And but now I am hosting Christmas and all other holidays in perpetuity. So yeah, it was pretty good. Can't complain. You know, I'm at the age and the point where I certainly give far, far more at Christmas than I receive. And I don't ask for anything anymore. I don't really think people should give me anything. I'm doing all right. But I got a decent number of gifts. For one, for our sort of immediate family Christmas, my mom and my sister organized it so that everyone in the family got an Exploring Series shirt. They had all the men wearing green Exploring shirts, and the women were wearing red. So it was an Exploring Series Christmas, which is pretty wild stuff. But yeah, I got a couple books. Bram Stoker's Dracula, and a Lovecraft collection that was really nice. I got a bunch of bath stuff, like bath salts and things like that, because I just like baths. So that's nice. Got some stuff for my cats. I got a humidifier, which was nice, because my bedroom gets a little dry, so that's good. And I got, like, this sign. I got this big sign that they put together for Mangg's movie theater. So it's a big, like, marquee sign that's going to go in my basement once the movie theater down there is finished. So that's great. It says Mangg's movie theater. But yeah, overall, good stuff. So anyways, I also, as my own Christmas gift this week, well, I bought my parents both new phones this week. So we went into Verizon, and I bought them new phones. And then I was like, oh, I should get a new phone. So I bought myself a Galaxy Z Fold 3. That is like my favorite phone I've ever used. I freaking love this phone. And I think in a few years' time, like, most people are gonna have some sort of foldable phone. It's just great. Maybe not most people, but many, many people are gonna have foldable phones. Especially once Apple releases one. And I saw Samsung's now, they're looking into doing like a tri-fold. So it unfolds into 3 rectangles. But yeah, really, it's replaced my Kindle, like, straight away. So that's awesome. And, being able to just, like, use it as a normal phone, but then flip it open for, like, widescreen browsing of, like, Reddit or browsing the web. I put RetroArch on it. I was playing some Final Fantasy on it, and it's just like, I didn't even mind that it was a touchscreen. It was just like, this is great. So yeah, that was my Christmas gift to myself. Anyway, speaking of Final Fantasy, this week over on the Exploring series, I released the story of Final Fantasy VI. And while I was editing it this last week, I was really like, I knew I wanted... I decided months and months ago. Actually, I decided when the project started, pretty much, that I was going to do it in 2 episodes, and I was going to release both episodes, like, one after the other. I didn't know when I was going to do that. But I was like, I'm just going to drop them both when they're done, one after the other. So it's all done. But when I was editing the second one, I was like, why did I do this? Why didn't I just release it as one big video? Like an hour and a half or whatever. As it turned out, it's sort of okay, because the second episode actually got sort of a copyright claim. Due to I put in the whole ending sequence, like the 11-minute big ending sequence with all the characters. And I had that play without my commentary, so it's just straight game audio. I really did not think it would be a problem, but it turned out to be a problem, I guess. It got copyright claimed, so they are doing this, like, revenue sharing. I don't know how much, what's their percentage versus my percentage, but I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, so I was like, fuck it. I didn't want to remove that whole section. And I didn't want to fight it, even though I think that it was a bogus copyright claim, because it was like some Brazilian music company. I was like, this is probably BS. But I don't want to fight it. This isn't like... This was a passion project. This wasn't like, I hope this hits big and makes me buku bucks. So I didn't fight it, and it's revenue sharing, so whatever. But the first one is perfectly fine, so... that video would end up being more popular anyway. But yeah, so... that dropped. The first video has like 25k views so far, which is not terrible. We will see if the algorithm ever picks it up. Ever runs with it at all. But feedback overall was pretty good. Overall, I think people were really pleased with the overall presentation and everything. I did get one comment, like, almost immediately on the first video. And I don't remember the comment. But it was something like, if you're gonna just keep... You can't just keep doing the same, like, inflection and a narration tone of voice. People are never gonna take you seriously unless you, like, look at other channels and see how they do it and, you know, improve. And I didn't respond. It was like, I don't know. I seem to be doing okay. I mean, let me look at the house that I'm in. That I just hosted Christmas for my whole family and everything, and I think I'm doing okay. I think some people do take me seriously, so... yeah. Getting tips from the pros now. Oh, yeah. That's that, you know, when they tell you to listen to feedback. These are the people. Fuck. So, but overall, yeah, people were pretty pleased with it. There was some legitimate feedback that I think was like, yeah, what was I thinking? I would say the biggest thing that I fucked up on that I don't have a great excuse of why I didn't include it. And that's Shadow's backstory. The only excuse that I could say is that in the concept of a narrative, I guess, like, where every other story point that I'm talking about involves other characters. Like, every other side quest, every other event that I'm covering all involves multiple characters that are sort of aware of the event, at least. Whereas Shadow's backstory takes place entirely in his own dreams. It's not a good excuse. I should have included it. You know, it's a bummer. Because it is a good backstory. And, you know, it sort of hints and it shows that he's actually Realm's father, which is a great bit of backstory. Because that explains why Interceptor likes her so much. I mean, yeah, I fucked up. I fucked up! But other people were like, oh, you missed Gao's backstory. And it's like, fuck Gao's backstory. It's basically just like you take him to his dad on the Veldt. And his dad, like, is just some crazy senile drunk or what, I don't remember. And he just, like, tossed Gao out when he was a baby because he didn't give a shit or whatever. And then he doesn't even, like, remember Gao. So it's just, it's not, you can't, don't compare Shadow's backstory to Gao's backstory. It's outrageous. There were a couple of comments about pronunciations, but basically just, like, they're wrong. People are wrong. And I don't blame them for being wrong. I was wrong up until I really looked up the original Japanese pronunciation. I gotta do a solo vid for Shadow. It would be like 8 minutes, or not even, maybe. 8 minutes if I, like, have to re-explain Final Fantasy VI and who Shadow is, I guess. I don't really do stuff like that. That's what other channels do. If I was a Final Fantasy channel, yeah, I'd be like, alright. Everything you need to know about Shadow. You won't believe his backstory. No, that's not me. Yeah, so pronunciation, like, it's not Moog, it's Mangg. Nope. I'm sorry. It is Moog. You can call him whatever the hell you want, but in an official capacity, it's Moog. Yeah. But overall, I mean, I was never going to include, like, the 8 dragons or whatever, or, you know, some other, like, side content, like the auction house. That's not part of the story of Final Fantasy VI. Hour-long apology video featuring Shadow's backstory. That would be some clickbait bullshit right there. So, overall, I think people are happy with it. More importantly, I was pretty happy with it. I was pretty happy with sort of the whole experience. What's up, explorers? It's your boy, Mangg. Yeah. I was pretty happy with the overall experience. And so I think I've kind of come to the decision here that my next side video on the Exploring series is going to be the story of Chrono Trigger. Part of that is just due to how many comments on those videos I got. They were saying, oh, I hope you do Chrono Trigger next. And prior to this, I was heavily leaning towards continuing Final Fantasy XIV. But the overall experience of doing 6 in that way and fully covering the entire game like that, compared to just like doing more of the expansion for Final Fantasy XIV, yeah, it just makes you want to do Chrono Trigger. There's going to be some caveats. It's not going to be a 100% all timelines, all endings, this is everything possible in Chrono Trigger video. It's going to be... Fuck me. Dead. It's going to be structured, and I'm going to put a disclaimer in right at the start of the actual video, saying that I've made certain decisions throughout this playthrough. I'm showing only one of the many possible endings, one of the many possible outcomes. This is just one possible timeline of Chrono Trigger. Heavily rumored that Chrono Cross is getting some kind of remaster/remake announced soon. Now, I've heard the same thing about Final Fantasy Tactics, so we shall have to see. But if Chrono Cross does get a remaster or remake, I think that would be a great time to actually do a Let's Play. And I'll talk about what Let's Play I started yesterday. Sort of in a similar vein. But, yeah, right now, I'm planning on doing Chrono Trigger. At the end of the day, I don't have to appease anyone, really. Basically, as long as I do an SCP video every week, I can pay my bills. And then the rest is just whatever the fuck I want to do. So yeah, Chrono Trigger. It's gonna be like... Right now I'm thinking, like, for character choices, I'm gonna make decisions on characters based on what makes the most sense as far as where we are in the story. So, for example, Frog will be present when we go into Magus' castle. Like, it makes the most sense. Dependent, you know, certain side quests you have to have certain characters. But I'm gonna just try and make decisions throughout the whole thing where it's like, this makes the most sense why these three would go. Because, again, when I'm writing a script, I'm trying to tell a sort of cohesive narrative as if it were, like, a book. I kind of want there to be a reason why certain characters would go and certain characters would stay behind and blah, blah, blah. I mean, obviously the game actually has a built-in narrative reason why only 3 can travel at the same time. Because if you have more than 3, they end up at the end of time. Which is great. Ending. So yes, the ending is already been determined. And that's because basically there's one true ending. There's, as far as I could say, like the definitive ending. And that's where basically you do everything possible in the game, including bringing back Chrono. And you defeat Lavos through any way other than going through the Ocean Palace. So as long as you get Chrono back, you do everything else, and then you, like, use the Epoch or whatever to fight Lavos. That gives you, like, basically the true ending. Every other ending aside from that involves you fighting Lavos when you've done less than that, or going through the Ocean Palace. So if you can fight Lavos and not bring Chrono back and get a different ending, but as far as telling a cohesive narrative is like, this is the story of Chrono Trigger, that would not really be definitive in my mind. But again, that's why I'm putting in a disclaimer, so that people, like, you know, you can get different endings in the game! I know. I got a whole bunch of comments on the Final Fantasy VI video. They're like, did you know you could save Sid? It's like, yes. Yes, my friend. I know you can save Sid. You watched the El Maestro del Rencor SCP video recently. Damn, narration was insane. Big GG on that one. Oh, well, thank you. I don't know why this reminded me of that, but the Uruguayan ostrich farmer chick messaged me last night on Twitter. I don't know if I think I talked about the ending of that whole scenario, but yeah, she was like, I know you kicked me to the curb. Kick me to the curb. And then in all caps, she's like, Merry Christmas! It's like, okay. It sounds like something I'd read in a note before the bomb exploded or something like that. And then the next message was like, you're hella cool or something like, I don't know, it was weird. And I'm like, yeah. I was like debating, should I respond? Probably nothing gained from responding, but I try to be polite. So yeah, Merry Christmas, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, really just love all your videos. And then she said, not trying to flirt, but you saved my, I think she might have said, you literally saved my life when I was in a really bad time. So I'll forever be grateful for that. And I've gotten other messages from people that are like, you know, I've been going through some shit. Really thankful. You know, your videos have been sort of a rock in these unsteady waters and all that. And it's, I mean, I've never experienced something like that, but, you know, if I can help out, it's pretty awesome. And so that's pretty much what I said to her, and then that was the end of the conversation, so. Sort of scared me initially, but okay. You want to say the GBA version has some extra to the canon ending, could be wrong. I have not decided which version I'm going to be playing, but I did decide that I most likely will be doing not the SNES version. Because the animated cutscenes that they put in later versions really are epic. Especially when Frog gets the Masamune and opens up the cave to Magnus's castle. It's so freaking epic. I can't not include that. So I haven't really looked into making a big decision about what version to play, but most likely not the SNES version, unless I just spliced in the cutscenes, which is Which is all that they did when they put it on other versions. They just slapped in the cutscene. But we'll see. There are extra endings, or at least one extra ending in the later versions. So, yeah, that should be pretty good. I have no idea when it will finish. You know, the Final Fantasy VI stuff took 10 months, but that's because I just was on and off again. I abandoned it for quite a while and forgot about it. If I really just sit down and hammer it out, I don't know. I probably could get it done in a couple weeks. I won't go that fast, but I don't know. Maybe a month. We'll see. But that is the current plan. Yeah, aside from that, I released a Money ROM Part 2 last week. And tomorrow I'll be releasing SCP-3515 Unearthed, which is just a simple 21-minute video, standalone SCP, sort of kind of old-school creepypasta stuff. Pretty good. On this channel, so this is sort of the other decision I made. I don't think I'm going to be continuing the Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker Let's Play. I think I'd rather just play through it on my own. I can't explain why. Don't know. I just can't find the motivation to actually record it. I'm sure it's fine. But for whatever reason, I just can't. It's, you know, it's not... I don't think it's the game, because I want to play it on my own. I don't think it's the voice acting, because I started another Let's Play with voice acting, and I have no problem. I don't know. I just... Some mixture of things. So I'm just going to play it on my own. If that bums you out, I'm sorry. But there's plenty of Let's Plays out there on my channel. Plenty coming. So don't fret too much. We finished Symphony of the Night. That is all done. So with that, we continue the Castlevania franchise with Castlevania 64. I do not plan on beating that game. I don't plan on recording any more of that game. I have 2 or 3 videos of it. That's all you're getting. Because I think at this point I'd have to start the game over and get back to where I was, and I don't even want to do that. So you'll get a taste of it. You'll get a taste of Castlevania 64. It is very bad. It is not worth playing. And then after that, we'll move on to one of the Game Boy Advance games. I don't remember which one. The third one. The third one that came out on the Game Boy Advance. And then we'll go from there. I also started uploading another RimWorld playthrough. My second last one that I have recorded. Oil and Rice. I think that's only like 5 videos, so not too much more RimWorld. And I think for right now, it'll just be those 2 games. Castlevania and RimWorld. But I did start, as I said, recording another Let's Play this week, yesterday. 2 days ago. Tales of Fantasia. The very first game in the Tales franchise. Haven't really played much at all in the Tales franchise. Lego's a huge fan of them. I'm not committing to the idea of playing through the whole franchise. I just wanted to play the first one. So, yeah, I'm playing through Tales of Fantasia. So far, I'm really digging it, and I'm really impressed with, like, design choices and, like, quality of life features and stuff for a game from 1995. Pretty impressive shit. So, it's going well. Beyond that, I don't know. What else is coming out? Is there ever going to be a new game on the PS5? Let's look up game releases. Hold on. 2022. 2022 we're looking at. Holy shit. Monster Hunter Rise is coming out. I will not be recording any videos for that. I have no plans of doing so. It is going to pop up on Two Brothers Play, though. Oh, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection coming to PC. That's exciting. Ah, here we go now. Here we go now. Horizon Forbidden West. That will be a Let's Play. And the next week after that is Elden Ring. February's going to be good. Yeah, that's pretty much it right there. So, Horizon Forbidden West is on the PS5 or PS4, so that at least will be a PS5 game. But Elden Ring will be playing on PC. So, not a whole lot to do with my PS5, but it's good enough. So, yeah, we'll just be doing miscellaneous stuff, I guess, until February. If I ever played Cthulhu Saves Christmas, I played the original. Cthulhu Saves the World? Was that the original? I think I did play that once. I don't remember caring for it. I never liked, like, humorous takes on any sort of horror topic. The entirety of the 2022 game lineups in February? Yeah. February going to be good. Elden Ring. I have not looked at, like, anything. I did not look at any footage of the network test or nothing. It's going to be fresh. I saw Lobos Jr. didn't even play the network test. He's a Dark Souls streamer. I mean, that's his life. But, you know, he wants to go in fresh, and I don't blame him. What's the point of just spoiling a bunch of shit with the network test? Yeah, so that's gonna be good. So yeah, just, more... I doubt we'll actually finish the Castlevania franchise by February, but we'll keep it going. And, we'll do more RimWorld. I haven't even started... I didn't upload any Fallout videos yet, either. It's crazy. I have the whole Fallout franchise recorded. Just sitting there. Jesus. And to be perfectly, I feel like I just have so much that I want to record and I want to play. Like, I was like, I should do another LP of Bloodborne. I just want to sit down and let's just play through Bloodborne. But no, I shouldn't do that. I've got too many other things. There was some other game I was just like, I should just sit down and play that for a few hours. No, we can't do that. I wanted to do the read-through of the One Ring RPG. But no, I got too much to upload. Because I don't want to be one of those channels that just uploads like 8 videos a day. Because then, you know, I'll sit with like 2 views. Like, what's the point? Why even upload them? I could just delete them from my hard drive at that point. just be done with it. So, slow and steady. But now I'm recording Tales of Fantasia. Like, great. Fallout Explored sounds fun. Yeah, so there's been clamor in the past for exploring the Fallout universe. I don't know if I'll ever do that. I mean, I can't rule it out. But, like, now that I'm doing these story of videos, the story of Fallout 2, it's sort of interesting. Because it's not a linear game. It's like, okay, it's like doing the story of Skyrim. I guess, like, just doing the main story. Not that I would ever do the story of Skyrim, because I'm sure 78 other channels have done that. It becomes almost like creative writing at a point. Really, you're gonna put my souls up there? You fucking ass. I think we'd probably do a lot of other games before I ever did something like the story of Fallout 2. There's loads of content I could do on exploring while at the same time uploading the LPs on this channel. Oh, you mean like Chrono Trigger? Like I should just do a Let's Play of Chrono Trigger and then just use the footage for that? I don't know. Is anyone interested in that? Is anyone interested in a Let's Play of Chrono Trigger? Because we just did it on Two Brothers Play. But, you know, I don't know who really paid attention to that. And the thing is, when I'm gonna do the recording for Chrono Trigger, it is 100%. I mean, we're not doing every ending or anything, but I'm gonna be recording every piece of dialogue, every side quest, you know, and going fairly slow. I don't use any game audio, so it's not like that matters for like having commentary over. I just use the footage. But I don't know if anyone really wants me to upload that. Oh. You cover Fallout lore, story, and then upload the Fallout LPs here, cross-promote them. Oh, okay. Well, the problem with that is that I don't care if anyone watches this channel. Well, I mean, I don't care if anyone... I don't care if this channel ever gets more of a following than it has. I mean, I like the following it has now. I don't ever intend to, like, promote it. I mean, if I was really an entrepreneur, I would try and spin it into, like, a Twitch career. Like, okay, you know, I'm working on a story of The Witcher 3 video mini-series, and so this week on my Twitch channel, we're just playing through Witcher 3, and we're going to be talking about the story and, the, you know, all that sort of stuff. If I was really, like... If I was like Lego, and I really cared about everything being a big success. But I don't like streaming that much, and, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind, like... this is my safe space, is I guess what I'm saying. I have such a small following here that I can sort of just do whatever I want. I never care that much about views. And everyone that watches on this channel is really, like, polite and nice. No one really ever, like, criticizes my gameplay. Not really. So I don't know. If it got more popular because I started to promote it, who knows what would happen. What about Little Nightmares? I think I've heard of that. I don't know much about it. Exploring series is work and this is play. That's just always been the different. That's how these are separated. That's how these channels are separated. And that's how I like it. So.
Well, very well then.
I think it's been very clear over the last few years that I am not an entrepreneur spirit when it comes to YouTube. I never do any form of promotions. I don't do like clickbait of any kind. I barely do like tags for my videos. I don't ever ask for like likes or subscribes. I almost never do sponsorships. I just work. That's it. That's all. It's just do the work. I think I probably get that from my mom. I always joke that her motto is work harder, not smarter. I don't quite adhere to that philosophy, but some of that probably rubbed off. So yeah. Little Nightmares is a really good 2D scary game with a great story. Yeah, and it's funny that I would like to get into like making video game story videos. Because generally when I play games, I don't give a shit about story. But I like good stories regardless of the medium. So when I'm not just, I want to sit down and play a game, when I'm actually looking and focusing on the story, I can appreciate it. So that's why. I mean, I've never looked that closely at Final Fantasy VI's story as I did for those videos. So, you know, I'm excited to really break down Chrono Trigger's story. It's not like, you know, it's not like legendary quality writing or anything like that. It's not groundbreaking science fiction, but it's solid. You really like being able to hang out here and just interact with me and a few others. You won't complain about this channel staying small. Yeah, it's just, you know, Lego, he especially early on, he really wanted Two Brothers Play to be like this big thing. And he wanted it to be really professional, and even now he still like fills out the whole streaming form, mentioning which game it is and all this sort of stuff. I've seen him mention it on his Discord a couple times, and it's just like, dude, just relax, like just have fun. Not everything has to be a career. Not everything has to be this big success. Just make videos for fun. I've done it for 10 years now. Oh, and one of my nephews, damn it. One of my nephews for Christmas this year just asked for all just like high-end streaming equipment. You know, he wanted this new He wanted a 240 hertz monitor, and he wanted like lighting, and he wanted a microphone and a headset, headphones, and just like, and some other, everything just for a computer and for a streaming setup, because he wants to be a big streamer. It's like, for fuck's sake. He's like 10. And not even getting into the idea of like having your 10-year-old son just like streaming on the internet for anyone to watch and interact with and all that. Like, even putting that aside, just like so focused on this mindset of like, I'm gonna be a huge success on the internet. I mean, in the olden days, there were plenty of kids that were like, I'm gonna be a rock star. But then all they would do is like maybe try and learn guitar. And learning a musical instrument is certainly a commendable thing. And then they would just like play in their bedroom. Or they would, actually turn out to be pretty decent and maybe join a band and interact with people and blah, blah, blah. But now it's just, I want to be a streamer. Now you're just, wham, bam, you're on the internet. You're exposed to the world. You're exposed to, like, people insulting your every action and word. And you're exposed. You're like, sort of, cognizant of your failures. I mean, he could go years without ever getting a single viewer. And it's like he's building himself up because there is a possibility that any Joe Schmo can become a success on the internet. I mean, that is a very real possibility, but there's so many that try and fail and just get crushed. It's like, I don't know. And that's the other thing, is like, it's streaming, which is, it's not like that great of a skill set. It would be one thing if he was like, I want to be like Uncle Mangg, and I want to record and edit videos, and really, and learn how to edit and learn how to narrate. That's commendable, at least in my eyes, obviously. But learning how to edit videos is a really, like, pretty useful skill going forward. Like, really learning how to use different software on your computer. Microphone, audio-visual software, editing software, all that sort of stuff. Photoshop for different thumbnails, all sorts of stuff. And yeah, you might never get a view, but at least you're learning some skills you can carry forward into other things, other aspects of your life, that maybe could just turn into a normal career down the line that doesn't have to do with internet fame. I don't know. I mean, I don't judge people for what they want for Christmas. That's always been my rule. Whatever they say they want, I don't care. But it's a little bummer, especially because he didn't ask for an ultra-wide monitor. I chastised him for that, at least. Ultra-wide is the future, damn it! And he's like, I want 240 hertz. 240 hertz, you get the best headshots. And he only wanted an Alienware, because all the cool kids use Alienware. But he got like a 240 hertz Alienware monitor for like $300. He's like 10. He's around 10. I'm not a great uncle, so I couldn't tell you exactly, but he's around 10. Maybe 11. He's a whippersnapper. I would classify in the whippersnapper range. But I mean, maybe I'm just being like grumpy old boomer or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh. Obviously, I have nothing wrong with kids playing video games. And obviously, I have nothing wrong with people trying to become successful on the internet. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that he only plays Fortnite. Maybe that's what really bugs me. He's not trying to be the next Lobos Jr. or something. He's just trying to be the next ninja. Young enough that it probably just seems really cool to him. Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt it, but it's just the fact that, like, his whole Christmas list from, you know, from everybody was just all streaming equipment. It wasn't like, oh, some Switch games and stuff like that. It's just, no. I need a new USB hub. Oh, he also well, actually, my sister asked me, she's like, he mentioned, this accessory you can get for your computer that adds, like, a controller stick, next to your keyboard. He said a lot of the pro Fortnite players use this so they can play with keyboard and mouse but have a control stick. And I'm like, I don't know shit about that. I don't know. What the fuck? Why would that be a thing? Why would that be good? Why would you... I guess like a control stick is better for movement, whereas you want a mouse for aiming. I suppose I could see the benefit, but he's 10 years old. I'm sure he's shit. I've never seen him play. I don't know any of his stats, but I'm sure he's shit. So, no, I don't think a 240 hertz monitor is really going to help him out. But I bought it for him. Uncle Mangg provides. Anyways, that was a tangent. So... sound like a great uncle. No, I'm not. I just, I use presents to cover up my lack of emotions. I'm not a big fan of kids, I guess. Because when I was a kid, I was like the most, I was the quietest, most like well-behaved kid you probably would ever find in your life. I was just really just sit there and I'd shut up and I would just play games and I wouldn't bother anyone. I didn't make a peep. Like I rarely talked. Until I was like a teenager. I just didn't talk much. And even now, among family, I don't talk much. One of my friends joked that I only talk once you put a microphone in front of me, which is sort of true. So I just expect every kid to be how I was and just never say a damn thing. Kids should be seen and not heard. But anyways. Speaking of kids, I decided that the time has come. I've got to get out into the dating world. So, starting next month, be hitting up some dating profiles. It's just gonna be one dating profile. I'm not gonna go ham. And we're just gonna see how it goes, man. The scary world. Yeah, I said that I wanted to get everything get everything else in my life sorted, and then worry about getting a spouse. So the time has finally come, I guess. So, on the plus side, hanging with Mangg should get a little bit more interesting in the future. For those who remember way back, past hanging with Mangs, they used to have more real-life stories to talk about. So, hopefully that should... Not too interesting. I don't want it to be too interesting. Just interesting enough. Sounded like I was about to say it was time to start dating kids. Ah, yes. Speaking of kids, the time has come. All of my plans have been set in motion. Yeah, so I have one friend. We all went on Tinder. Like, every one of us single guys in our friend group went on Tinder when it first started blowing up. He went on one Tinder date. A single one. And he married her. He ended up marrying her. And they've got their first kid on the way now. He went on a single Tinder date. Insane. And then I have another friend who has profiles on, I'm pretty sure, every single dating site that exists. I think so. And he has been on, like, at least one date every week for the last 4 or 5 years. And he still has yet to find somebody. Now, part of the problem, I think, is him. Of just being too picky or whatever. But those are the two ends of the spectrum. Now, I'd like to say I'd like to be somewhere in the middle, but even that, even saying somewhere in the middle, that's a little too far skewed towards the 5-year process. I don't want to be on dating sites for 2.5 years. I don't think I'm going to be too picky. Really, I just want a girl that just likes video games and doesn't want to, like, go hiking or something. Just as long as you like video games, you're willing to learn how to play Android Netrunner. And you like cats, I guess would be about it. I mean, if they're into RPGs, tabletop RPGs, that's definitely a plus. But I find most people are willing to at least try tabletop RPGs. So that's not a huge concern. But yeah, I'm not too picky. You have a couple friends that had very good, very quick luck finding a partner on dating apps. Yeah, like I said, one date and you ended up marrying her. And their first date was a fucking disaster. Like, she was supposed to meet him at Olive Garden or you know, so I think it was a local Italian restaurant. She was supposed to meet him there, and then she, like, stood him up. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm going to the bar with my friends later. Do you want to join?" And we ended up going to a different bar. So he ended up meeting up with her in, like, the dark parking lot of some other bar that was, like, closed for the night. And they met up there for the first time. And then he took her over and she hung out with all of us. That was their first date, basically. And I'm sure I was a real asshole asking her all sorts of weird personal questions just to fuck with him. It's pretty shocking that they made it. And I, I was on Tinder for a while. I did go on one date. And the date itself went okay, but it didn't work out. And she wasn't really a good fit. I don't think she was into video games. But I'm definitely not going with Tinder this time. But I don't know. It's just another sort of adventure to go on, I guess. It's something to do. Anywho, oh my gosh, we've been going over an hour. We've really been chatting. So, SCP-3515 on Earth tomorrow. Should be a good one. Just 21 minutes. But thank God it was only 21 minutes, because it was a busy as shit week anyways. On this channel, we got more RimWorld and more Castlevania. Castlevania 64. For those that have never seen that, you're in for a treat. Friday stream on Wednesday. It's either going to be Let's Read the One Ring RPG, or it's going to be that Ready or Not SWAT game. I will make a decision come Wednesday. Fuck! Fuck! I wanted to use an ember. And then we should be doing Two Brothers Play on Saturday. Lego ended up being way too tired last night, so we didn't do it. I think we're just going to do Project Zomboid multiplayer for a couple weeks before moving into Monster Hunter Rise. And, yeah, that's pretty much the plan. I'd end this video, but I'm in the middle of this fight now, so let me die first. Fuck. Fuck. I've done this fight in a while. Oof. Ooh. Is Uncle Mangg gonna pull it off? Yeah, boy. We need to start catching up on more of these live streams. They're really chill. Oh, yeah, we keep it chill here. That's the whole idea. We keep it real chill. Alright, good stuff. So I'm probably not going to do a video announcement that I'm going to be doing Chrono Trigger next, but I'll probably do like a community post on the other channel next week or so. there'll be plenty of, oh man, I wish you would just do more SCP videos. What the fuck? But hey, that's the beauty of having your own channel. You answer to no one but yourself. Alright, thank you guys for joining me on this lovely Sunday in December. My name is Mangg. This has been Hanging with Mangg. See you fine folks next week.